Hello, beach friends. Today we're going to finish our walk on Fort Myers Beach. And I say finish our walk because we actually started last week and it was so good I broke this video into two pieces. Let me set the stage. So Hurricane Idalia came by and it hit land on the 30th. I'm here at Fort Myers Beach just a couple of days after the storm hit, which is really kind of the best time to hit the beach after a storm. Last week was absolutely fabulous. Again, because of the timing, because of that storm. And it was so good, we broke the video in two, and we're gonna continue that walk today. We're gonna see critters and sand dollars and spiky shells and all sorts of awesome things. So if you're ready to see what other kind of shells might fit in this beach bowl, let's go to the beach. Now, I had mentioned in the beginning, this is a part 2. If you'd like to see part 1, I'm going to put a little link up there in the corner, but not to worry, it's not like you're going to miss anything if you don't watch that. There's no plot twist or anything. We're just going to continue picking up seashells. So I got an olive in my hand. I got 2 olives in my hand. So those are 2 lettered olives. I have been busy picking those up because they're awesome and there's so many of them. All right, the tide's coming in here, so I'm trying to snatch these shells up. That's an apple murex. I'm just making really good sure there's no hermit crabs hidden in there. Safe, we take that. And, oh dear, so that's another apple murex, but that is not what I would consider to be a keeper. By all means, I'm not gonna tell you how to shell, but I'm a little spoiled. I get to do this kind of on the regular. So I'm just gonna forewarn you, I am a little picky. So that, it's broken. It's a lightning whelk, still pretty. I mean, and apple murex. I'm not going to keep either of those, but just to show you, we got some representation of those lightning whelks and apple murex here. We did kind of know that. Oh, a little fighting conch. 2 little fighting conchs. We'll go ahead and grab those. An angel wing. Yep. Fort Myers Beach is terrific for those angel wings. And on the true angel wings, the pattern, that bumpy pattern, goes all the way down the shell. What a mess. Oh, love it. All right. All right, we have a calico clam shell, because even the clam shells down here can be fancy. And a Cinctura hunteria. Excellent. And another not surprising hinged spiny jewel box. Some more delightful goodies and one little tiny patch of the beach. Awesome. And since the tide's coming in, it's changing. It's pushing more shells up. Crowned conch. Questionable. So that's when, am I going to keep it? Color? Yeah, I'm going to keep it. That one, not so much. That made it easy for me. I kind of like it when it's easy. So hold on to the questionable one and leave the broken one here. A cone. Did you see that cone? Cones roll a certain way. So just visually, I knew that was a cone. It was bigger, so I knew it was an alphabet cone, not to be confused with the Florida cones. And this one, unfortunately, is just not in great shape. So I've had my fill of not great shape alphabet cones. I'll leave that for somebody else. Not that there's anybody else here, but just in case. Now, these very common cross-barred Venus clam shells. They just happen to have a very bright yellow interior. So I thought those were kind of pretty. So those are hinged cross-barred Venus clams. Very long name. Oh, my beach bowl. So that is giant Atlantic cockle, as is that one. However, that second one, that is not going to pass the muster. I'm going to hold on to just that one. Very nice. And a moon snail. Also, or called those shark eyes. So a couple of these shells have more than one name. And it's the common name. It's not even the scientific name. The only shell we're going to be calling by the scientific name today would be the banded tulip. That is a spiny jewel box that is alive. alive and well. So it's going to go back in the beach. That olive is going to go in my shell bag. Yep. So olive, spiny jewel box. Yep, you're staying here, squishy friend. But I'll hold on to the empty shells. A tinted cantharus. Yeah, I know. These shells didn't excite me when I first came upon them. I just really like them though, the cantharus shells. That's a tinted cantharus. Another lettered olive. Lovely. Yeah, they're still here. I had mentioned that in the part 1. There's tons of olives here today. Oh, a little sea star. Oh, nobody. It looks like it's doing the Saturday Night Fever move. All right, so put the Saturday Night Fever sea star back in the water. There you go, friend. Go ahead, go do your dancing. Do your underwater dancing. All right, another olive. And all right, just the top of a fighting conch. Wow, nice olive. I kind of call those whoppers. I don't know why, the big shells, like a whopper of a shell. And another olive. Not a whopper, but see what I mean? Not a whopper. Lovely, though. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, yeah. Well, apparently there's but 1 or 2 olives here, too. So, yeah, I'm picking those up. They're going in my shell bag. Okay, apparently there was a couple more. What would you do that? I can't help it. There's nobody here. There's all these empty, awesome seashells. Yeah. Well, what's a girl to do? Well, I'm just, not that I'm not sharing, but I guess I'm just going to have to keep picking up olives, right? Whoa, another one. Oh, man, that is cool. Now, I still am hunting for that elusive albino olive. I have not found it yet. Okay, that is a shark eye. It's been here. It's been loved by the beach a little bit. So I'm going to let it stay here and continue to get that beach love. I'm looking for one that's a little bit fresher. Okay, we got another hinged spiny jewel box. Not surprising. A little horse conch, alrighty. Yeah, making sure there's no hermit crabs in there. Hermit crabs do like those horse conchs. Alright, that one has been hugged by the beach once or twice. Okay, let's grab that olive. And you'll notice the clarity kind of changes. It gets a little bit cloudier and then clearer. And in theory, it'll start getting clearer from here on in. It gets cloudy, well, from the mud and from the salt water mixing with fresh water. The rainy season is pretty much ending for us down here now. Okay, another one. All right, you're alive. Spina jewel box. All right, anything else rolling around? And I did, there's a lot of stuff up on the beach, but I know that the weather's gonna turn and at some point it will be winter and I will not be walking around in the water. So I'll get my fill while I can. Plus, this is my favorite way to shell. Oh, I think I missed an olive. That'd be, oh no. Never mind, I got it. All right. Oh, a sand dollar. Also known as a keyhole urchin. I had saw that term keyhole urchin in a book and I was like, what is that? Oh, a sand dollar. Yes, a keyhole urchin. That's the kind of sand dollars we have here. It has those keyholes in them. Oh, look at that. I love this. This is a lace murex, but it looks like toasted coconut shrimp. Mmm. Oh, isn't it pretty? So yeah, a toasted coconut lace murex. Beautiful. Oh, a beach bowl. That's really kind of orange on the interior. I'm normally talking about that cranberry color. That's kind of pretty. What about this one? Yeah. What about you, since I'm here? Little another apple murex. And, all right, top of a lightning whelk. That little thing I just pushed was a piece of a pen shell. There we go. So I'm going to keep that apple murex, turkey wing, little lightning whelk, I suppose there's probably an olive or two hanging around I can get in there. All right, another Murex. This one's nice. Yeah, that's a nice look. Empty. Yeah, making just double sure it's empty. Lovely apple Murex. Oh, a little common nutmeg. A darling little thing. Actually, today was a pretty good day for nutmegs. Did find a couple of those. Excellent. More lumps on the beach. I love a good chunky beach. All right, what kind of chunks are here? I see a shark eye. Yep, I'm gonna go right for the shark eye. Kind of pitted. So I'm not gonna keep that. It's a keeper for somebody, perhaps. Another beach bowl. Checking. Oh, gorgeous. Yep, and hold on to that one. Yellow prickly cockle. I feel like the colors. Oh, yep. What about this? Calico scallop. Lovely. No shortage of variety. We do happen to have, just in Southwest Florida in general, the variety of seashells we have is abundant. A sharp ribbed drill. I know it's a little sandy, kind of hard to see that seashell, but that's what that little drill is. Oh, what do we have here? So I see that the shell is moving, so I know that there's a critter here. So I'm gonna get down and see what we can see. Oh, you can see its tentacles. All right, so there, see those two little tentacles there? I was trying to make sure that the sun was kind of, so we can kind of see, although it's not really helping me out. And the critter's not really doing all that much. All right, moved its tentacle. Its little eyeball. Yeah, well, it is a snail after all, so I guess they're not going to start, getting up doing somersaults and all sorts of card tricks or anything, so... Did get to see a little bit. So the front of the shell is the pointy part. That's where the animal kind of comes out. See it a little bit. Neat. I wonder what it was doing. What were you doing? So that is a predator. It will eat other snails. The apple murex. So go ahead, predator. I'm going to put you in the water. Go do your predatory thing. Oh, pretty. Florida fighting conch. Absolutely gorgeous. Yep, probably. I know I try to get, well, to be fair, this is the second part of the video, so not that I'm wrapping up yet. Oh, crown conch, that's awesome. Oh man, that's a nice shell. Yeah, I can't wait to see how that cleans up. So as I was saying, I kind of try to pick up the heavier shells later in my trip, so that I'm not lugging around the heavy ones the entire time, just the last half of my trip. Oh, better get that olive. Now, this seashell is gorgeous, and it's got a crab in there. And what's funny is it's not a hermit crab. That's some sort, I can't tell you what kind of crab it is, but I can tell you that that crab does not need to be in that shell, but it is. So I am not in the eviction business. I always leave hermit crabs and whatever kind of critter is in the shell alone. So I'm going to do the same here as well. That shell will stay here, but I'll go ahead and hold on to that lettered olive. All right, so here's another apple murex, another live one that is perhaps snacking on this crossbarred Venus clam, the one that had the really yellow interior that we saw earlier. Not sure, but good luck, everybody. All right, let's take a look at this very handsome Florida fighting conch. Oh, that's really pretty with those little patterns, but even on the knobs. Very nice. Another apple murex. Yeah, that one's been loved by the beach a whole bunch of times. No critters or anything, but I'm not going to keep it. But just make it a little bit easier for somebody else. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on the beach. I'm going to grab that olive. Yep, gotta make sure it's shiny. And this dinner plate, of awesomeness. Sorry, it's maybe not quite the size of a dinner plate, but my husband found this. So sand dollar. It's massive. Now, I know it's a little dark, but I can also assure you that it is dead, that that is not a viable sand dollar. So I took over the responsibility of carrying that because I really wanted to make sure it stayed whole. And he's so adorable. He said, "Oh, look at this, the biggest jingle I've ever seen." Well, friend, that is not a jingle. I'm pretty sure that is an Atlantic pearl oyster. Super cool. I have found winged oysters. I don't know that I've ever found a pearl oyster. That is pretty darn cool. And it looks like, yep, this is his too. So I've got that oyster and then this pear whelk. This rather sizable pear whelk. Quite nice. And I can only imagine what other kind of awesome things he gives away. He finds awesome shells and then he just kind of will dole them out to anybody else he sees on the beach. So that's an Alpomyrix. Not too terrible. It's got some beach stuff on it, but still what I would consider to be a keeper. That is a colorful moon snail, also known as a gaudy. It's not perfect, but still quite pretty. There we go, a keeper of a hinged spiny jewel box. It's not quite as magnificent. I do have to admit, I kind of like those big spikes on it, but it's still a rather nice seashell. Oh, and this moon snail. This one actually made me think, sometimes we call them Paul Newman shark eyes, or this is a shark eye, but this one has a red eye. Is this a hangover shark eye? Don't know. It's a top snail. I think we should call them hangover shark eyes, the ones with those red eyes. A lace murex. It is missing a tiny little piece on the bottom there. What are you going to do? Otherwise, still rather lacy and quite lovely. Oh, and another Cinctura hunteria. And I just think it's going to take me a week or two. Cinctura hunteria and the lace murex. Another one. And there was no shortage of those eastern banded tulips or the Cinctura hunteria shells. And we also have here an angel wing. Yeah, actually, that banded tulip, that is a big one. They don't really normally get that big. The true tulips get a lot bigger. Let's compare, because we had this true tulip. I found that earlier in the day. Nice. I mean, they get bigger than the banded tulip. So that is a true tulip. And then here's that banded tulip. And when I put them side by side, I mean, that one on the left, that is a pretty big banded tulip. So kind of interesting. That is a common nutmeg on the right, and then we also have another Cinctura hunteria on the bottom. Wow, that's a really nice nutmeg. And I had found one to start when we started out last week. Wow, that's a really, really nice looking nutmeg. Oh, what do we got here? All right, another little fighting conch. Hard to tell. Sometimes the colors make me think it's something different when I see the stripes. It's always worth it to kind of check it out, right? And here, lovely. I do like these clams, little calico clam. 2 of them because it's hinged. 2 for the price of 1. Are you alive? You are. So here we have a living. Oh, it's got a little break in its shell. I bet you that critter is going to need to. We'll eventually repair that. All right, so. Just going to help the fella out. Sure, it would have been fine. The tide would have come in, but I just feel a little bit better putting him back in the water. Wow, that is beautiful. So the prickly cockles generally have a really beautiful interior, and this one just happens to be really, really orange. I just think that's so pretty. Yep, just a regular old Florida prickly cockle. And yet another Cinctura hunteria, also known as the eastern banded tulip. Whoa, what a mess. Awesome. All right, better clean. Okay, clean that up. Excellent. Empty. A little. That is another one of those Atlantic white similes. I don't know why they call it that, but they do. Top of a pear whelk. Yep, probably going for that calico clam. Sunray Venus with a little drill hole, so something drilled a hole in that shell and likely slurped the critter out. And at this point, the tide is coming in, so shells are getting kind of pushed back up onto the beach. Okay, here we have a pear whelk. I had been finding mostly of the small versions of that shell, but here we have a middle of the road sized one. Might as well grab that while I'm here. Another Cinctura hunteria. And another lettered olive. Yeah, those two particular shells and the spiny jewel boxes. There were just so many of them. Yay. Now, if you were thinking colorful moon snail, you were absolutely right. So that is a colorful moon snail, also known as a gaudy nautica. And a buttercup lucine. Another one of those Florida. Oh, that one's only really kind of purple. Another buttercup lucine. Another Florida prickly cockle. Oh, what am I checking? That one's purple. Yellow, purple, yellow. What, did I have too many purple ones? Well, I'm going to grab this pink one. Yep, a little section of color here on the beach there. Ooh, speaking of color, another colorful moon snail. I do really like those. That is one of those shells, kind of like the olives. Like, if it's there, I gotta pick it up. But perhaps one day I will overcome the obsession, although maybe not. These are coquinas. Love seeing them do their little coquina dance. So they're filter feeders. So they have a foot that they kind of move around with, and then they'll have two little siphons that kind of come out of the other part of their shell for water to come in one tube and out the other. Those are coquinas. Always fun to see those. Very important animal to the ecosystem. Lots of critters eat those coquinas. This shell was fun because I can see on the top side there was a hole that started to be drilled in it. It did not get all the way through. Those spiny jewel boxes are thick shells. Actually, lace murex, those are a pretty thick shell too. I would not expect, and I almost never see drill holes in those. Oh, almost always see them in the shark eyes though, go figure. So that's a live critter. There we go, spiny jewel box. Oh, we left one and we're gonna keep one. Oh, yay, because it was so orange. Yeah, that's what, that color orange. Oh, that's pretty. So that is one of those Florida fighting conchs with a little bit of periostracum, that kind of like beach stuff that comes right off with some bleach. Do love to clean the shells as well. I know it's a little broken. I suspect I'm going to make an exception because I kind of like the color on those. Oh my gosh, so fun. So many fun things, but I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy some beach time. Oh no. All right, so it's funny too, because at the beach I'm like, I'm not gonna get excited. It's only a piece. Whoa, it's the whole shell. And granted, it doesn't look like it's pristine, but still really fun. So this is a Florida horse conch. And at least this time, the whole shell was there. There's been many a times lately, only that I kind of see the knuckles sticking out. But at least it's the whole shell this time, even if it's got a little bit of beach stuff. Yay. Yay, Florida horse conch. Oh, lightning whelk. Very yellow lightning whelk. Doesn't have that rich dark brown color. Still fun. Oh, look how spiky. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So that is a spiny jewel box. Only half. Man, that's pretty. Awesome. Another keyhole urchin. And I'm going to leave this for somebody else. Make it a little easier for somebody to find. Just in case, you never know. That's my husband, so I don't have to worry about him not having it. Ooh, look what he missed. All right, it's a little broken. That is another true tulip. Wow. The tenacity, that snail, that could kind of see that the shell had been broken and it repaired itself. Beautiful. True, an orange true tulip. Whoa. So obviously it's a moon snail and it's broken and I'm crying on the inside. That's terrible, but kind of neat though. You can still kind of see the way that center of that, you can kind of see that was a small shell at some time and it just kept growing. So that would have been like a Paul Newman shark eye, but I will be consoled with this slightly muddy angel wing and this chestnut turban. Neato. Yeah, those are neat shells. Don't find them too often. Oh, oh man. So that's another color story. Yeah, I don't think there's much we're going to do with that. So that's a moon snail compared to that. So that bigger one has been here. The color's completely leached out of it. But that other brown one, beautiful, beautiful. You are gorgeous. That is another crown conch. I know it looks crusty and I see right through that. Sometimes it just looks like a big lump of mud and they clean up so pretty. Another shark eye. Yeah, that one's it's neither a Paul Newman nor a hangover shark eye. Not really. Just your typical shark eye. A Florida worm snail. Aren't they cool? Yeah, I think that those worm snails are quite neat. Even the worms make cool shells. Another true tulip. And a shark eye. All right, so that would be a Paul Newman shark eye with, oh man, that's such a pretty little chocolate. Or is that, yeah, it's more a chocolate color. A little true tulip. Another shark eye. You won't hear me complaining. I love shark eyes. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, if I do say so. Oh, we got a little horse conch spilling out of its shell. Oh, are you eating something? What's going on here? Ooh, maybe. Because I don't think that clam is trying to eat the horse conch. So, yeah, it's hard to say. But I do believe there's some snacking going on here. So, yeah, we'll just leave them to do their thing. And we'll see what other kind of treasures are here. Wow. All right, so we got a crown conch. That is stunning, frankly. That is an awesome find. Behind that, maybe a mouth drill. We have the olive, the apple murex, nutmeg. There's a lightning whelk in there. Probably just bent down and, just kind of picked up a couple of things. Yeah. Not a bad way to spend a couple of hours here at Fort Myers Beach. Whoa, look at how amazingly zigzaggy. Oh, it's broken. Bummer. But even on the little whorls, it's zigzaggy. Oh man, that's cool. Another apple murex. Yep, just checking to see if it's empty. Man, you could get a pretty good sized hermit crab in that one. That is a really nice apple murex. Really nice. Another crown conch. Yeah, I can tell it's that color. It's just a little faded, but it's such a pretty shell. Yep. Holding on to it. Lovely crown conch. Oh, garbage. Oh, dear. So anything that shouldn't be at the beach, I will typically, if I can handle it, I will remove it. I don't know what that was. I thought it might have been a metronome cover, but I just think it's some sort of pool timer cover. Yep, birds sure do like this bottom part of the island. And it is typically blocked off during more in the springtime, so the birds can come and have their babies down here. Oh. Yeah, I definitely got to spend more time in the upper rack line. Not like I did too badly, though. Can you imagine? So here's another crown conch. Yep, looking pretty good. Another nice looking crown conch. So no shortage of treasures. Oh, another one. Oh, you're alive. Another Cinctura hunteria. Oh, and an albino prickly cockle. Yay! Never get tired of those. And this has got to be like the most beautiful bay scallop. It's perfect. Beautiful bay scallop. So at this point, I knew it's time to get off the beach, and I just kept finding live critters. And so I just kind of made a little handful of them, and there you go, friends. Again, I know the tide's coming in. They probably would be fine. Oh, another little pear whelk. Might as well grab that. And it's empty, so that is fine. So one last look. So that's Lover's Key. They will be building a new bridge there between that island, the Lover's Key part of Fort Myers Beach, and then this island, Fort Myers Beach. And I don't think all of Lover's Key has opened yet. I will be going there soon. And then this just goes to show you, isn't that so pretty? But the reality is, directly behind me, I wouldn't say carnage, but we are still repairing from that nasty hurricane. So that I'm going to be talking about for as long as I need to. Once it's all cleaned up, I'm going to congratulate everybody. It's going to be awesome, but we got a little bit way to go. So today I ended up taking, not very much, but every little bit counts, 3.1 ounces of garbage off the beach. In total, I've removed 37.88 pounds of garbage off the beach since I started keeping track. And I've removed a couple other things too, like these giant Atlantic cockles. We have one of those Distosemias, the Florida prickly cockles. We have that one chestnut turban, the Florida fighting conchs, that one buttercup lucine. Oh, there's some egg cockles there. We have some moon snails, which was kind of nice, some alphabet cones, the one chestnut turban, some colorful moon snails, some lightning whelks, some apple murex there on the bottom, some pear whelks, the Atlantic white similes, some of those calico scallops, the bay scallop, some true tulips, which was awesome. Oh, the Florida horse conchs, two of those lace murex, including that toasted coconut one. Yeah, I really do like that bay scallop. The Cinctura hunteria shells, the sand dollar actually faded a lot. I shot this a couple days after we found that stuff. The angel wings, the turkey wings, all those crown conchs. We have those spiny jewel boxes, the nutmegs, worm snails. We have that one fighting conch, and then albino prickly cockles, which is really fun. The pink rose petal talons. There wasn't too much that I can really even think of that we didn't find. It was a pretty spectacular day, and these just missed the board. We have two more of those tulips. We have the pointed Venus clam and olive, the sharp rib drill, and then more olives. Now, speaking of olive, just really quickly, sometimes there is this other really special olive. It's called a golden olive, and it's really just a coloration of the regular standard lettered olive. So be on the lookout for those golden olives, because those are a little bit more special. And speaking of special, I would like to give a heartfelt thanks to all of my Patreons who choose to monetarily support me, and it means the world to me. Thank you. And everybody else who comments and watches, I really, really appreciate you too. Now, we are still going to take advantage of that little hurricane that came through, Idalia, and next Sunday we're going to Kais. So I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will see you again next Sunday.